Yeah, Chuck, just want to ask, what was it like being back out there after 3 years?
It was an amazing feeling. I just thank everybody in Coleman for coming in. Coleman was great. Everybody came to support. And, it felt great to be back. Especially playing, with the Alabama across my chest. It was great.
Charles, what were your thoughts on your rebounding effort tonight? Did you have a little bit more expectation for yourself? And just how did that kind of play into the injuries of the team as well?
Yeah, 100%. I got to be better. The rebound count was unacceptable. So, I just got to be better at that. No excuses about that. And, we just got to be better as a whole.
Charles, how do you feel like you fit back into the lineup, the system? Were there any changes, any adjustments for you? How do you feel like you fit into Nate Oates' system that you're familiar with?
Yeah, I've always fit well with Nate Oates' system. Since I've been back, it's still been the same. Add some new stuff, but I've always liked Coach Oates' system, so it feels good to be back in his system.
For LeBaron, what was Tennessee doing tonight to make it difficult from beyond the arc?
They was just blowing up screens, really just trying to, blitz me on ball screens, trying to get it out of my hands and, just make me make the right decision every time. And, they did a good job at that. But, you just, got to get back in the gym, keep working, and, next game up.
This was for LeBaron. A couple of weeks ago, Coach challenged you all about showing more pride, et cetera, et cetera. Do you feel like that's been corrected, that you played tougher and the loss bothers you?
I would say, yeah, always taking a loss is always going to bother you, just like a hard, gritty game like that at home, taking that loss is always going to sting. But, yeah, Coach has been trying to tell us, we got to have pride on both ends of the floor and play physical. So, we really didn't do that tonight, and they took advantage of it. And, I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be ready to go next one up. And, when we get back to practice, it's going to be a really good one. So.
For Charles, what are your expectations as far as Tuesday's hearing, and do you plan on being there in court on Tuesday?
Right now I'm just focused on the team. Obviously, I'm just gonna dissect what happened today and just continue to do film. And right now, my main focus is just right on this next game. Just getting better with the team.
Charles, what has the last week been like for you?
Last week, it's been all right. Me and Coach Oates, we had a really great relationship even when I left. He's always just been keeping up with me and just my career and stuff. So, even just last week, same thing. I was just coming in, checking up on me. Everybody's just been so welcoming since I've been back here. And honestly, I'm not gonna none of us are gonna let this one game define us and the rest of our season. I'm a new addition, so I'm gonna just continue to get better with these guys and just as a whole, because we really good. We just gotta put the pieces together, and we'll be ready for the next game.
Yeah, Chuck, since this is our first time talking to you, I mean, what led you ultimately to come back?
Back to I said, just a relationship I had, with Oates, and just as university as a whole. Everybody's great. When I first committed here and I came here, it felt like home. The fans were amazing. The staff, they really trusted and believed in me. They played me to my strengths to help me be the best I could be. So, obviously when that opportunity came, it just felt like it just felt me right. Just ready to come back.